listen. Whoa. 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 Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hey, what y'all being so noisy for? What? What do you want? Morning, everybody. They're so confused. Oh man, had a couple phone calls, business calls to take care of, so I came inside the cabin and everybody's out there. They know I'm in here, so they're out there being all grumpy pants. Trying to call me out, so let's get them some cubes. All right, so one of those phone calls, when I walk out there, I gotta run because they chase me. One of those phone calls is with a company called Big Tool Rack. And wait until you guys see what they've got. It's gonna be awesome. All right, let's feed everybody. All right, you hoodlums. Let's go. Hey, now listen. First, we gotta go, because when the highlands start moving, it gets bumpy. Hey, listen. Whoa. 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 Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo. Whew. My goodness. Look out. Look out. Man. It gets more and more dangerous every day. I dump them pretty light down here for the donkeys. As you can see, she's already lost interest. He's got a few. They won't hurt him. How's everybody doing? So yeah, Big Tool Rack. I'm gonna put a screenshot right here. Okay. I've been talking to Tim, the owner. Super cool dude. I was looking for solutions to basically drive tools around the farm. I hope it's not too windy. I'm gonna speak up. Thanks, cowboy. I've been looking for a solution to moving tools around the farm because, as you guys know, I've got a lot of tools. A lot. We're working out here. And sometimes you get to the back with your tractor and you've got your saw or something else, but then you realize you need a Phillips screwdriver, not a flathead. Well, now, with a Big Tool Rack, you can load this thing up with tools. It's got a little workbench on it. It's got like a, I forget what the rating is, but we'll go all over it when we get one. But with that rating, I know they've put like firewood in it, feed, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but he is the inventor of it, and it's a genius invention because the first thing I did when we bought this tractor, look for attachments to carry and haul stuff. And then this thing pops up. It's super awesome. And to top it all off, Tim, the owner, creator, CEO, the brains behind the product, answers his own phone. Now, I don't know if that's normal. Maybe everybody was off, but he answers his own phone. So super cool. We've been swapping emails. Can't wait to get it and show it off. I think you guys will think it's pretty cool, but I do have some bad news about the tractor. I already broke it. All right, so technically it's not broken, but tell me when you see something's wrong. See that? You see it yet? Okay, this is a turnbuckle, essentially. Not essentially, it is a turnbuckle. And this one's missing. Now, how did that happen? Well, that's up for debate. If you have a tractor with 200 hours on it, you should be checking nuts and bolts, grease fittings, things like that. Probably some people say every time you start it up, but it probably depends on how long you run it. Like, I'm not in this. This ain't my office. So when I get on this, sometimes I was only on it for 30 minutes the day before. Probably don't need to check everything again, but some people use their tractors 10, 12 hours a day. And when you get off it, you should be checking every nut and bolt. But my tractor only has 9 hours on it and something fell off. Something that the dealer, the service shop, would have been in charge of putting on there. So it's a pretty fine line between if that's my fault or someone else's fault. Now, good news, it's only like a $20 part. I've already ordered one. Technically, it is laying out here somewhere because it was on there. But that's your 3-point attachment, your PTO. That's where all your implements go. I've never even put anything on there. I've literally never even touched the back of the tractor. So to put it on me, yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I'm a big boy. But it's got a 2-year bumper to bumper. Just saying. Woo! Man, look at that. Look at that pond. Oh, hey, look at the green stuff. I ain't seen that in a while. Look at this. Look how Jared graded the banks. Went over them with his earth mover, smoothed them out. Now, some of this, he'll still go over maybe one more time. Over here, he's got a little bit of work to do. Just flattening some of that out. And then when he gets here with the excavator, which will be a couple weeks, he's gonna take care of all this mess. All that water over there, all that water is originally from that side. All this water is originally from this side, and it's been de-mucked. It's been cleaned. The reason it looks brown is because this is all fresh dirt. The reason that out there looks a little more brown or a little more gross is because it still has all the muck in it, which is what he's going to take out and fix for us. But Jared has moved on to his next project because until he gets that excavator, he's basically idle on this job. And thanks to you guys and another YouTuber, who you guys will find out about later, he's got several jobs lined up. I say thanks to you guys, but also thanks to Jared's expertise, if you will. You know, we got a video, whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, we've got a reel of Jared pushing mud right here with his dozer. It's done like 1 million views. And there's people in the comments saying stuff like, you know, why would he do that? Or you should have drained it, or this, that. It's like, dude, you watched one video of a guy and you got an opinion about how he should be handling a pond. You can't even see. The video's only 12 seconds long. I don't get it. Hush. That's pretty funny. But that's how the world works. People see one thing, they don't research, then they talk about it like they know what they're talking about. That's what I do. If I don't know, I Google it, and then I'm an expert. So as far as finding that turnbuckle, finding that part that's only about this long, but it is very, very shiny, is yesterday when I lost it, I was all over this place. So there's no telling where it's at. But look at this. Isn't this cool? The dam, guys, used to be maybe right here and right here. And like I said, you used to feel like you could fall off into the water or fall off the side of the dam. Well, now he's extended it. This is all smooth. It's as flat as you see in the camera. That's one time the camera's actually helping us out. But this is like, oh my goodness, 60, 70, 80 feet deep now. The dam, which just makes it slope. We'll be able to mow this without, you know, needing safety harness and a tie strap and a tow rope. It'll be beautiful. We got to burn all that. I know there's barrels in there. Calm down. We just need a place to put the trash for now. We got to burn all that. And then this right here, he'll smooth out when we get the excavator, because he's going to take the muck and throw it in the muck hole. Better clarify, that's muck hole for those watching on closed captions. M-U-C-K-H-O-L-E. Man, isn't this beautiful? Woo! Ready? Wow. This is where Adler and I used to stand and throw sticks and rocks in. Wally used to live over there. Look at this. Oh man, it's so nice. And what's cool about him doing this with the banks, when and if, heaven forbid, we ever go through these drought-like conditions we did this year, the pond used to have some really harsh banks, like they were just super steep. And when the water recedes, that's why you feel like you have a giant hole, because you can't get anywhere near it. But with these banks, even if we have a drought, heaven forbid, it's sloped. So you're never gonna feel like you're falling in. It won't look as sad. And we can mow it, we can maintain it. The fish, you know, even with those harsh banks, you get a lot more muck collecting, because those harsh banks, when something falls in, it stays in. With this, when we do get a, you know, dry spell, I can actually grade the banks and take some of the muck out with a box scraper on the tractor. He just made it more user-friendly. I'll be able to maintain it. Super cool. And then this right here, I didn't even really show you last time, but look at this. So there's the pond for reference, okay? And this is the last of the mess that was driving Ray nuts. Just an eyesore and ugly. We already had a pile of trees right here from when the utility company came in and trimmed around the power lines. So Jared just added to that pile. This is all the brush. And remember, the reason this looks so big too, we had a bunch of honeysuckle and thorns and all this stuff overgrown. He scraped it. He took like an inch off the ground everywhere and got rid of it all. So now we can literally seed this. Now it needs to be raked, like with a landscape rake. But in a lot of places, we can just seed right over the top of it and just let this stuff turn back into itself. He saved our oak trees. He left this one. We know it's not straight, but it might actually wind up being a good tree now that there's nothing around it. And if not, this one's awesome. Left that one, left that one. And I know Josh at Stony Ridge just lost a calf to acorns. So yes, you've got to be careful with your oak trees and acorns and stuff like that, but all the nuts are off the trees now. The cows aren't messing with them. Jared's dozed around them. So we probably do have 24 oak trees that will throw acorns, but we also have a bunch of pasture. You know, Josh's circumstance was very rare. Those cows were not in a holding pen and had nothing to eat. He just had a calf that you might say wasn't very bright. And when all other, I don't know how many head Josh has got, 30, 40. When every other cow was eating grass or cubes, one calf went and had dessert before dinner. And that's what happens. It's sad. That's what happens. So, anyway, with us having oak trees, we will be careful. We'll monitor it. And we also, this pasture right here, and that pasture over there where the alpacas are, there's no oak trees. So when the acorns are falling, we'll just keep an eye on it, and we can always move the cows so they're not underneath the oak trees. But I just like oaks, guys. They grow straight, they grow true, they grow pretty. We've got a lot of pin oaks out here, which actually hold their leaves, kind of like an evergreen, until the new leaves push them off. So we didn't want to just knock them down. What's going on, dinosaurs? What's going on? What do y'all need up here? Huh? What do you need, Tina? You guys all right, Lady A? How goes it? What's she doing? Look out, Rosie. Parkour. You're like me. Y'all are like me. There's a couple dishes that Ray makes. I mean, all the dishes Ray makes. That when she makes them, I eat while she cooks. I eat while she cooks. I don't even wait for the dinner bell, Rosie. I don't. It's good, Alan. Let me tell you about it. There we go. All right. As far as feeding on the ground goes, remember, that's where God put the grass, okay? Feeding on the ground. Take her easy, all right? That brings me to another point. You know those range cubes we throw on the ground? Do you know why they're called range cubes? They're made for the ground. Did you know that those cubes is actually just the grain that I just fed the alpacas, compressed, and then it's got a little skin around it that's edible. That's all it is. It's the same stuff. Do you know why it has that skin around it? Because it's made to be fed on the ground. Jared was telling me, our dozer guy, there was a company, I want to say Phillips, that made that type of cube, or made a cube. And these farmers noticed that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, after being one of the top preferred cubes to buy for your cattle, that the cube would hit the ground on a rainy day and dissolve, just gone like that. Well, then the cows can't eat it. They can't pick it up with their teeth. Farmers started buying a different brand. And they figured out that to cut cost, this company started using a different material to hold that grain together. Lo and behold, just to save cost and make a little bit more profit, they hurt their product. And the farmers picked up on it immediately because they fed on the ground, right? They They switched back to the old stuff that held everything together. They told the farmers about it, and immediately, I don't know if this was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but I heard this from a man with more cows than anybody I've ever seen, even on YouTube and Facebook. That's pretty cool. All right. It is windy, boys and girls. We'll wait on this trough to fill up, but we'll hide from the wind up here. Tonight is supposed to be fairly warm still, but then tomorrow, I think it's a low of 30, high of 50. Saturday, low of 30, high of 50. And then like Sunday night or Monday, it's supposed to be like 20 degrees or something like that. We definitely need to go ahead and put up a siding on the alpaca structure. The donkeys and the highlands are okay. I think what I'm gonna do, try and find one of those portable shelters. And the reason I'm using a portable one is, like I've mentioned, it's not a time crunch, okay? I can build this. It only took me like 3 or 4 hours. But the reason we mentioned a portable one is we'd like to be able to move it. So I'm not sure what the solution's gonna look like. It's probably not gonna happen in this video, but trust me, everything will have a place to go that's warm. Now the highlands don't care, okay? Last video, somebody was like, you can't say the highlands don't care if they go under the trees when it rains. Well, I didn't say they were dumb. I just said they don't mind the wind and the rain. They know enough, they have enough sense to get out of it without needing a shelter. These are Highland cattle. They are made, bred, and built for low temperatures. They actually thrive in this. So take it easy, they'll be okay. Even though it's gonna get like in the, I don't know, 20s or whatever, it's not gonna be like that during the day. You know, animals at night, just like us, they're able to control their body temperature and stay warm. And remember, you've got alpacas, which their fiber makes some of the best socks and clothing and insulation for any day in the world. They're all right. I tried to burn yesterday. Not ready, too windy. And this is pretty comical right here. So they kind of finished that bale, and I rolled it out yesterday and left it right here. So now they're all hanging out and playing in it, which, how did you guys get the tires over here? My goodness. These were on the back of the trailer, way over there. Who did that? Oh my goodness. I know exactly who did it. You know who it was, little donk? You know who it was? It was your girlfriend, Lucy. She picks stuff up with her teeth all the time, doesn't she? Doesn't she, buddy? We moved that bucket for something else the other day. I hadn't put it back yet. Now it had water in it, which is where the chickens and the goats were drinking from. But moving the hose is not near as efficient as just keeping the lower one underneath the big one. So what I do is I let it overflow. And then as you can see, the little one fills up. And it's easier for the goats to drink out of and the chickens. Just trying to find efficient ways to keep this place running, right? Jared left his dozer here. And he said if I can get it started, I can drive it. So far, I don't know how to start it, but I don't need to. Everything out here just looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. I did tear out one little bit of fence yesterday and made a giant pile that we got another burn that we need to burn. So Jared made 2 piles, I made 1. So I think that makes me more efficient than Jared. But his 2 piles were comprised of 10 acres, maybe 11. My 1 pile was comprised of about 100 feet of fence. Yeah, give or take. But we're gonna walk over there in a second, or we may drive on the tractor, because I may have lost that turnbuckle over there, so I wanna go look. But let's let the water, actually, let's just walk over there. I may not take you, I mean, you're coming with me because I'm holding the camera, but it's probably gonna get crazy windy. and I need to let the chickens water fill up. So let me walk over there and look for a second. I'll check in if I find it. I made it all the way down to the tanker, and I've not found that turnbuckle yet. I'm standing here because if I step out here, the wind picks up. But I've not found that turnbuckle yet. I was all over this place yesterday though. There is no telling where that thing's at. That's just super frustrating. I'll be honest, man, I read about every single manufacturer, every single tractor, and I settled on Coyote because of their reputation. Several of you, including somebody kin to Gary Walker, I think his dad and his grandpa, having a Coyote. Gary was looking at Coyotes, and it's a great tractor. However, tractors are not shipped to the dealer assembled. Okay, like when you see a car transport truck, all the cars are already put together. The dealer doesn't have to do anything. He just takes it off the trailer, he can put it on his lot and sell it. But a tractor shows up without a loader, without some parts on the back, including the part I lost. That's all done at the dealership by not a machine, not probably torqued to spec sometimes. And so sometimes things happen. But it is pretty stinking frustrating on a tractor with 9 hours on it. I lost a turnbuckle I've never even touched. Somehow it's my fault. So, anyway, how blessed am I that I'm looking for a turnbuckle on a brand new tractor? That's the root of my problems today. So, not much. Still more blessings in my life than I even know what to do with. We'll find it. I think the water's full. Hang on a second. Oh no, wait. I got something exciting. Hang on. We don't want to shut that water off yet. Well, we do, but hang on. Let's see, how do we do this? There we go. All right. Whew. I bought something. I hope this hose reaches. Whew. Perfect. All right. Oh, they blew over. What happened? And we got moths. Where in the world did moths come from? Well, let's see. These are our Thuja. Thuja. Thuja trees. That one's in pretty bad shape. It's pretty leaning pretty bad. These are going to serve as a wind block when they get bigger. Probably 3 to 5 years. I'm not totally convinced that we are done with the warm weather. I've been here in the 4-state area. That's Northeast Oklahoma, Southwest Missouri, Southeast Kansas, and Northwest Arkansas. I've been here my whole life. And one thing I know is every year we barely get a fall, and then it's like 20 degrees, which we've got here in a couple days. And then it's like 75 on Christmas, or Thanksgiving for that matter. So I'm not totally convinced we're done with the warm weather. And the first day that I see we've got some 50 and 60 degree weather, I am going to put these Thuja trees in the ground. Now, putting these in the ground were the instructions I was given from the person we bought them from on eBay based on our climate. These can grow, I think, like 8 feet wide, 20 some feet up. Okay, they're big trees and they grow fast, really fast. So this will help here getting them stood up. But they can go in the ground. They are evergreens. They're cold weather tolerant. They're drought resistant. All the things that you look for in a tree, right? It's the first thing we're watering in a greenhouse. Oh, look out, party foul. They don't need much water. Now, if we put them in the ground, they would need even more water, but they're okay. Now, I do have a couple of Haas Tools seed starting trays, or not the cell trays, but the trays that go underneath them. And I'm gonna get a couple of those out of storage and put them on here. That way we can sit these in water and they'll be able to have water. Now, the only thing is, you guys will have to let me know, but these may not these may not want that much water. It may not be what they need. Germinating or starting seeds, it's a little bit different. You want them to have as much water as they need. But these, I don't think you actually water them that much. Now, if you put them in the ground, yeah, you got to give them a good start, give them something to hold on to. And the first warm day we have without a cold spell coming, I will put these in the ground. I shouldn't say out of my element, but like definitely out of my wheelhouse. This growing stuff, man, this is all new. I've had a garden before. Thanks to Haas Tools and their germination rate, it did great. But like actually buying something on my own I don't know anything about is way out of my element. But I am super excited. We got 1, 2, 3. I think I ordered 20. We got 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So they sent us 22 of them. Sweet. I say they sent them to us. They sent them to us because we paid for them. But they threw in 2 extras, which was super cool. And you can, I've mentioned before, you can propagate these. So you can take a cutting, bring it to root, and then plant that root. Yeah, I said that right. But they'll do really good in here. And they will, oh, wrong way. They'll absolutely thrive. So, pretty excited about it. We'll keep you guys updated. Finally using the greenhouse. How about that? Close that window though, because it is going to get really windy and really cold. And we've got a automatic window opener right there. Yeah, I think I'm doing this right. We've got an automatic window opener, so I don't need to leave a window open. The wind's going to come from the north. What I don't want to do is smother the trees. That's pretty important. It's windier than when I started. Last I left you guys, I was at the greenhouse, watering the thuja trees. Then I came up here and I was like, all right, let's knock this shelter out. Let's make this thing windproof, waterproof, snowproof, whatever for the alpacas. So tonight, when it gets chilly, nobody's worried. Okay, so here's what we got. How's that? Huh? How's it look? How's it look? How's it look? I know what you're thinking. And if you've been watching long, you know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it looks amazing. No, the colors don't match, but I'm pretty sure alpacas are colorblind. I have no idea, I made that up. It's not actually airproof, it's not actually waterproof, but we're trying to just keep them warm, not suffocate. Okay, Linda, Tina, Nancy, Chuck, Daryl? Daryl, I don't know, it's popped into my head. Anyway, and yes, these are running vertical. These are running horizontal because I knew that would bother some of y'all. I did it on purpose, you're welcome. This is a little bit sharp, but we're gonna leave that down there so that way they come around here to clear it and they don't hit it. But I trimmed that, I trimmed the top. The reason I did this, the reason it's horizontal here and vertical there, I'm trying to conserve, okay? This tin was free. We found it underneath the old barn. I want to cut as little off of it as possible. And a farmer that knows far more about alpacas than me or anybody I've ever watched told me that all animals, not just alpacas, all animals need ventilation. Bacteria, parasites, viruses thrive when things are airtight and wet. So there's a little bit of gap all the way around, just a tiny little gap. But I'm gonna throw some hay in here. See, they're already kind of curious, look. Snigger. Snigger. You wanna come play in the fort with me? Come on. Yeah, they need ventilation. We're gonna throw some hay in here. But typically, yes, you use straw for warmth, but that hay will do just fine. It's not wet. It will be here in a couple hours, but we're gonna put it in there right now. Anyway, yeah, I'm super pleased. This is north. West, never eat. North, west, south, east, okay? Not very many of our storms come out of the east. It's almost impossible. We get winds out of the direction sometimes, it feels like, but in reality, it's just the lay of the land and the hills around us, okay? But this is plenty tall enough, all right? I'm every bit of 6'4", I'm like 6'6" with my Crocs on. Crocs don't make you taller, I just think it's funny. Plenty of room in here. They already use it. So all we gotta do is get out of their way and see if they'll come in. All right, who wants to go first? Huh? Who wants to go first? Who's it gonna be? Who's gonna be the guinea alpaca? Tina, you gonna do it? You gonna do it? You gonna go in there? Go show him how to do it. Go show him. It's as if she understood the assignment. No way. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Nope, nope. All right, I'll go back in here. Cause it's pretty good at blocking the wind. Ready? Remember, hay's going down here. Don't worry about the sharp edge, all right? There's 330 feet of barbed wire out there. And I'm not out here 24/7, but I'm out here a lot. I've never seen any alpaca or any animal just running into that barbed wire as hard as it can over and over to see how sharp it is. So I can't imagine they'll do it here. Their skin's pretty thick, trust me. Alpacas are way tougher than you think. If you're new here, Alan tore, well, you can't see it because I got a jacket on. Little 125-pound alpaca ripped my arm, just tore my bicep into oblivion. After being attacked by a dog, after getting staples in his south end, after getting sutures, after getting shot. Okay, that animal is officially tougher than anyone watching this, all right? They'll be completely fine. Take it easy. All right, listen up. Everybody listening? Rosie? Mama? Woo! You guys know the cow call? You see this? That's a camera. Tonight, when it gets cold, Tina, you listening? When it gets cold tonight and we check this camera, I better not see any of y'all walking around out there freezing. If you're freezing, that's fine. If you're choosing to freeze, that's fine. But don't act like you don't have somewhere to be warm, okay? Nobody's listening. Nobody. It's like being at home with the boys and Ray. I have no idea. I just make the food. I don't know. I don't believe it. Yeah. All right. Woo. And now I got an extra on the way in the mail. Goodness. That's it. $25 part. Gee whiz. Well, the good thing is I just retraced my steps. Those are, I mean, I've got pretty knobby tires on the four-wheeler, but I just followed where the tractor went yesterday. And here we are. So, goodness. It's probably pretty windy back here. Hang on a second. Let's just, I was gonna end the video here, but let's run up there. It's the same day, it's been a couple hours I've been editing. But let's run and put this on the tractor real quick. And yeah, let's run and put this on the tractor real quick and then we'll close her out. But don't leave because I got more news. So it's a real simple part. And is that completely symmetrical? There is no up, down, left, or right to it? Yeah. Yep, can't do it with one hand, hang on. I'm sure the salesman from where I bought this will likely see this video. And I'm not calling you out, Kirk, because here's the deal. Kirk is not Coyote. Kirk is not the owner of Coyote. Kirk is not responsible for interpreting what's under warranty and what's not. He's not responsible for fielding questions like that. No salesman is. But when I was looking at Coyotes, there's actually 2 dealers in our area. One of them is from back home in Missouri. Thank you, cowboy. Man, maybe 24 miles away. But they hardly have any inventory of Coyote. And I called them and I asked who puts these on, these turnbuckles, on the 3-point system. I just asked him, I said, is it a dealer thing? Do they come from the factory attached? How does that work? And he said, no, sir. We attach those. We as in, and he said, the dealership, service guys. We put those stuff on. They don't ship them like that because sometimes they add different features, different functions, maybe a extendable. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I don't know what this is called. They make these arms, retractable. There we go. It's been a long day. They make retractable arms. So oftentimes the dealer doesn't put these on because if you swap them out, you got to have different arms, right? So what that means is, in my opinion, somebody at the dealership didn't quite get this tightened down. I mean, guys, it's only got 9 hours on it. I haven't done enough to rattle one of them off. Here's the thing, okay? My dad's tractor has been taken care of immaculately. And now my brother's got it, as you guys know, at his place. And Kyle, while he's taking care of it, he's not worried about things like this. He's not worried about tire pressure, nothing like that, because Dad takes great care of it. But this particular part, which comes on every tractor like this, Dad's got almost 100 hours on his tractor, and it's never fallen off. I bet Kyle doesn't even know those are there. Now he may because he hooked up the box blade, but I bet he doesn't even know to look to see if those are tightened down. So I don't agree with that. Dealer should have stepped up. Anyway, we found it, no big deal. I have an extra one in the mail coming, no big deal, okay? Not taking aim at anybody, because if I was, they'd know it. All right. Guys, that's all I got for you today. Something pretty cool though. We are going to find some kind of structure we can order or build, like a prefab kit. I know Al Lumna works with Jamaica Cottages, but we're gonna find something we can order to build out here. Just because the price of materials, while we have all this free tin over here, the price of materials, it would be easier to buy some kind of prefabbed kit. So we're gonna do something. But everybody will have a home out here. Everybody will have somewhere to get warm. This is actually where the Highlands go when they want to get warm, which is funny, but they're pretty smart about it. That's just one of the spots. But remember, we've got two burn piles that are like 20 feet tall, 60 feet long. I mean, they're huge, massive piles of dirt and stuff that block the wind. We've still got trees all the way around the property. It would be even windier if we didn't, but they will be okay out in the elements, okay? Remember these baldies right here? These 2 steers we're raising, one of them's ours, one of them's Walker Farm Fam. Before you call me out for those steers not having a place to go when it gets rainy and cold, go tell brother Gary that there's actually like 30 on his property and they're all cold. Go tell him, okay? See? I'm not throwing Gary under the bus. He can speak for himself. I'm not worried about it. But you guys have heard this before. Snow on the back of an animal actually means that animal's healthy, okay? Hang on, I don't want this door to blow shut on me. Busy day, been running around like crazy. Had to go find that part. All is good, I feel a little better about it. Definitely going to make sure those are tightened probably for the rest of my life. I'll never lose another one for the rest of my life. No matter how many tractors I own, I'll never lose another one, that's for sure. Anyway, with that said, I love and appreciate every single one of you guys. This has just been an awesome journey, and it just keeps getting better. I'm so looking forward to figuring out the lay of the land out here and where we want this and where we want that. And we're still entertaining loafing sheds. I'd still like to be able to move something, but I do think we need something with like a permanent garage floor, even if like a concrete floor, even if it was only like a 20 by 10, you know, something we could pull things in and get them out of the elements completely. Because, you know, I got to service that tractor at 50 hours, and I really don't want to rent a trailer and take it all the way to my dad's to get help servicing it. I'd like to have a concrete floor, and I better hurry because I already got 9 hours on it. Stay tuned, guys. It's about to get awesome. We got another 4-wheeler coming. What else? Just thanks for the boys to ride around on and stuff now that it's safe out here and there's not as many snakes and it's not dangerous. But it's also going to get cold. We got a lot of 40s and 20s coming up, 20 degrees at night, 40-degree days. It's going to get cold. It's going to get interesting. We're going to have to run some extension cords, some water heaters, and oh, I love it. I'm built for the snow. I am. I'm built for the snow. I love it. I don't even have coveralls. Just give me a pair of Carhartts, my long johns, and a hoodie. All right. Y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Don't make it weird. God bless y'all. Thank you very, very much for tuning in and always watching no matter what. God bless. Deuces. See you guys.